All right, so this will be my first class for this channel. Going to be talking about squad attack. So for this, the conditions: the squad is conducting operations in a live training environment independently or as part of a platoon or larger force. The squad is part of a movement to contact or an attack. The enemy initiates direct fire contact. Some iterations of this task should be performed in Mod 4 and at night. The standards: the squad conducts an assault according to ATP 3 21.8. The squad locates and suppresses the enemy, establishes supporting fire, and assaults the enemy position using fire and maneuver. The squad destroys or causes the enemy to withdraw and conducts consolidation and reorganization. Alright, so with that being said, let's get into it. So here we have, if you can see my cursor, we have the squad column fire team wedge, got the alpha team up front, bravo team in the rear, and the squad leader in the middle. So the squad is moving, like I said, in a squad column fire team wedge. The squad is engaged by two enemies, indicated by these little two red squares over here. So the fire team in contact immediately returns well-aimed fire on the known enemy position and calls out the direction and distance of the enemy, the 3Ds, distance, direction, and description. Note that the soldiers receiving fire take up the nearest positions that afford cover and concealment. After this, the squad leader reports contact to the platoon leader. So yeah, basically, as soon as you get into contact, you're returning fire, calling out the 3Ds, getting into cover. That's all simultaneous. And if you're not online, you call up to your team leader, hey, like I'm a little behind, I'm gonna move up, either bound quickly or you can high crawl up there. But regardless, you want to be online. And then yes, the squad leader will be calling up the platoon leader, hey, we're in contact. So following this, so the team that isn't in direct contact, they're going to be turning around and pulling rear security. They're basically staying in their same positions as the wedge, just kind of pushed out a little more. At this time as well, the squad leader will be going up to the alpha team leader to kind of get what the situation is. He doesn't always have to go up there on the line, but he can call up on the radio or just yell to the alpha team leader as well. Um, but yeah, squad leader is gonna get the situation from the alpha team leader. After that, the squad leader is gonna go back to the Bravo team leader, and based on his discussions with the Alpha team leader, he's gonna determine whether he wants to flank California or New York, which is left and right. And that's kind of based on like the geographical locations of those states. Um, and then there's other it's SOP dependent. There's like Rolo and Louis too, but I prefer New York and California. It's just easy to remember. Um, and the squad leader determines which side he wants to go based on cover and concealment and the path of least resistance. So that means like if there's like a giant bush or a swamp that you can't get through and it's causing you trouble, like you don't really want to go that side if you don't have to. So that you would be taking the path of least resistance. Um, so yeah, the squad leader will determine which side that he wants to flank, and he's gonna go back and he's gonna inform the Bravo team leader. So for this instance, they're gonna be flanking California left, or Louis. Um, so they're gonna pick up and start their movement. The Bravo team is going to be getting online after that, and the squad leader will be kind of a little offset behind them. Um, kind of manage their flank there. So then at this time, once everybody's online, the Bravo team is going to open fire at the same time, simultaneously as the Alpha team. That way you have intersecting fields of fire on the enemy. And this is called the battlefield handoff. So I haven't seen this on, like, I think it's kind of SOP dependent. But I like it because it's a good way of kind of making sure that the enemy is eliminated before you bound through. So then after this, once you start assaulting through, the squad leader is going to call a shift fire. So they're going to shift fire right. And the squad leader can signal this with a few ways based on their pace plan. Which, by the way, pace plan is primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency. So let's say for this, the primary is radio. He'll call up to the Alpha team leader, hey, shift fire. Alpha team leader is going to make sure his team shifts fire. He could also use for his alternate maybe a like a flare, or maybe for like a contingency, he could use a reflective panel, VS-17, and then emergency like a whistle or screaming or even a runner. So yeah, the Alpha team is going to shift fire, and then the Bravo team starts assaulting through. You can do this in a few ways. It's kind of met TC, dependent on the situation. You can bound across the objective or just straight up assault through. In this demonstration, they're just assaulting through. And once they kind of get close to the Alpha team's sectors of fire, the squad leader is just going to call it lift fire, using what has been determined in that pace plan. So then after the lift fire, the Bravo team is going to completely assault through the rest of the objective, and they're going to call LOA, and they're going to set up in security positions. The Alpha team after that will pick up and assault through the objective. Make sure when you're doing this to keep proper spacing and stay online. Alright, so once the Alpha team gets to a certain point, this guy over here is going to be calling out, last man, last man. And then once they reach a certain point, this guy will say, hey, last man. And then that will let the Alpha team know where their LOA is supposed to be. So they're going to set into their LOA. The team leaders will assign their sectors of fire, the Alpha and Bravo, at the same time. While they're doing this, they'll also be gathering the LACE report, which is liquid ammo, casualties, and equipment. He'll basically just come up to you, say, hey, you good on water? How many mags you have? Are you hit? Do you have all your equipment? Try to have that in your head before the team leader comes up to you, because you only have a limited amount of time on the objective. And then the team leaders will go to the apex right here where the squad leader is at, and they will report to them the LACE report, or they'll report to the squad leader the LACE report. And then after that, the squad leader will call for the EPW and the aid and litter. This will be assigned before the squad steps off, and it'll never be a saw gunner because they already have a shit ton of ammo. So it'll be like a rifleman and a grenadier. So he'll call for EPW first, and then if there's casualties, they'll call for aid and litter. Once all that's done, squad leader will send up the report to the PL, and then they're going to start moving off the objective. So the way that the squad will move off the objective is the Bravo team will be moving out first, and they're gonna be the new the head of the formation, just like Alpha team was, kind of taking their spot. And then Alpha team is gonna flow through the squad leader behind them, taking the spot of the Bravo team. Oh, all right. Yep, I got everything. So if you guys want more information about Squad Attack, I didn't really cover everything. It was just kind of like the basics of it. I added a few YouTube videos. I'll link all of this in the description of the video, so you guys can check out that stuff if you'd like. Um, Other than that, if you guys have any questions, comments, or maybe things that I missed or things you want to add, let me know in the comments or message me. Um, but yeah, this concludes my video.